Welcome to another NASCAR talk. I'm Nino, the greatest, the undisputed, the champ. You already know. What's up, Matt? How you doing?
I'm I don't know after yesterday, man. I really don't anymore. We're so divided.
We are in this topic. We are because we're gonna cover in a minute,
Just
but
yeah.
let's get to it though. Let's get
Awesome.
to
Sorry.
let's. You're good.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So Xfinity, I know you didn't watch, but I'm gonna say it looked like it was gonna be AJ's day. Like I just knew for some reason I just knew it was gonna be AJ's day. And then the fact that Sammy Smith was just not doing well, like it was just his day. Like literally, AJ literally capitalized in the final stint. Ryan Sieg though was looking like he was obese. He was like, "Yo, if he doesn't win that race, if he wouldn't
Mhm.
win that race, it was gonna be Ryan Sieg." I was like, "Bro, like it would have been awesome for Ryan Sieg to win it, but it would have been sad because he could have won at Texas and then he would have won at Vegas. He would have got his way into the championship for it,
Mhm.
but yeah. But I didn't want like this is the one time that I don't need a Ryan Seek win. I'll take it an AJ Allmendinger win.
Oh yeah, no matter, does that lock him into the
Yeah, locks
championship
him
more?
in. He was the
It
eighth
does.
seed. He was the eighth seed coming into the.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The funny part is I said it earlier. The spotter Coleman Presley is the
Mhm.
spotter also for our winner from yesterday's race, Joey Logano as well. So this man had double the weekend celebration, bro.
That's insane. That is, like I know I saw something that AJ posted. His round of eight sticker was actually upside down, and he took that as good luck. Because he added Lionel Racing, the diecast manufacturer, to see if they actually can put it upside down for his
Mm.
car when they make it. I think that'd be kind of cool, not
I'll
gonna
tell you,
lie.
I'm buying it. Yeah, I'm definitely buying it.
Did did Sammy Smith intentionally throw out a yellow caution on the backstretch?
No, he just couldn't move anymore towards the end.
He
That thing was already
okay,
beat
okay.
up, though. I was like, bro, you're already beat up. I get it. You want to make points, but bro, it was already beat up.
Put me in, coach, put me in, coach. Yeah, just in case you guys didn't know, I use Hulu Live and I literally cannot get the CW on Hulu Live.
I don't know why
It
CW's not doing no stuff. Oh yeah, that was another thing. They're not doing no streaming for this season. Like
uh
if you, yeah, like on their app, they're not using nothing for their app this season at least. For until I think next season you can use their own app if you can. But I don't know why Hulu's
okay,
not working
okay.
for you. That's weird.
Yeah, like it doesn't work. Like CW doesn't pop up. I don't know if I'm just not in the local range because it is a
Mm.
local channel. So, ah,
I'll send you a
it's
stream
whatever.
this week, though. I'll send you a stream this week if anything. I got plenty of streams from if you can't watch the race.
Yeah, okay, hey, that works for me, man. But
Bro,
into Sunday.
yeah.
Oh,
I thought honestly, bro, it was the Christopher Bell show. Even though he did not win, it was the Christopher Bell show.
just like last year. He ran down Larson last year
Yep.
to the like what they were like coming out of turn four and he just didn't have enough, just like with Logano. But I think we're getting a little too far ahead of ourselves. The tire wear. The absolute tire wear was what was strange to me because when they went in, I forget who went in first, but it was like 38 laps into the actual race itself. People
Mm-hmm.
started pitting, and I think it was like Hamlin or Blaney or somebody because they were involved in like a wreck early on or something happened. And I just thought it was crazy. It was mind blowing how much time they were losing on these tires. And
Yep.
I think Goodyear needs to take a look at these, to be honest.
I still don't know how though, because the fact that they went 38 laps, granted, yes, but how in the final stint, him and Suarez were like the only couple, and John Nemechek were the three drivers that stayed on the that did not pit in the final stint. I'm like, what in the world? Like, and Corey
I
LaJoy was actually trying that strategy too in stage two. He stayed out as far as he can because he would have had that extra set, but that didn't even came to work out at the end. But still,
No, yeah, wow, that's still nuts. And in that wreck, I know a lot of people were blaming Truex, but if you
exactly.
watch it completely, like any year you go to Las Vegas or any just big name track that's kind of like a quarter mile like that, people are going to get tight and pinch people up into the
Of
wall. I think
course.
Chase Elliott's going to hit the wall either way in that
Mm-hmm.
situation. Just Tyler Reddick, wrong place, wrong
On
time.
time.
This
Yep.
time, we cannot blame Arrow for the flip.
I think it was
Thank
the
gosh.
spotters. I think it was the spotters' fault too.
Oh, I think it was just horrible communication all around because I bet you Reddick was spotter was probably telling him like check up, check up, check up, but you know he saw the opening. He's got to do what he's got to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody was so far ahead already through the first stage with stage points. It's like,
Hmm.
I think the top four before the end of the race, we got to the end of the race. I think the top four was kind of set into the championship four, not
Yep.
going to lie. Denny Hamlin had an off day yesterday. Really
That's why
off day for
people
Hamlin.
getting so mad about that because he finished in the top five. That why is he still below in points? Because he didn't have a good day. He didn't get any
No.
stage points in stage one and stage two. And then you want to do
Hmm.
something at the end. That's not going to work out, Chief. And I don't think, honestly, bro, the only person I see from that cut line winning is Reddick. If it's not Reddick, it's Blaney. I don't see Denny Hamlin winning a race.
Oh yeah,
I don't
no.
see
And
it.
I we looked each other in the eyes last week, and I told you Denny Hamlin's going to make the championship four, and then you said no. Joey Logano wild card, he might make it, and here we are. Our final fours are
When
busted.
when how that phrase from Sopranos, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
uh, and
Bro,
Larson's.
this man has 1,000 lives. Like, bro, I think he's
Mhm.
better off. He's better than a cat, bro. Because you can't give Joey Logano a chance, bro. He's gonna take it.
Oh my gosh! And I bet you $100 that man. That actually last weekend, I am pretty positive he was smiling when he was eliminated. Ah, yeah, we'll get back to it next year.
Yeah, he was already ready. They were saying that he was already like looking forward to the Orange Championship because he still had a chance to fight for something. But the fact that he
Uh,
got back into the mix, I'm like, yo, if we put this man back into the mix, he's gonna make it to the championship four because of that. Like, it's the even year curse, bro. And he's good at Vegas, so it's not like he's good at Vegas. He's actually
oh
really good at
yeah,
Vegas.
yeah. What? This is his fourth win at Vegas, and I mean it's cool because Pennzoil is one of the main sponsors. I think it was
Yep,
yesterday was South Point. I think the spring race is the
it's
Pennzoil
the
race,
Pennzoil. Yep,
and he tears it up every single time we go to Vegas. He's got
exactly.
top tens, all that stuff. It's nuts. It's nuts to me. Absolutely.
I'm just happy bringing up. I never, like I said, I don't hate Penske. I never did, bro. I feel like that team is just they just work together. They know how to work
Hmm.
together because
Always.
Blaney, bro. That's another thing too. Blaney was nowhere near to try to help this man, and he went out of his way
Hmm.
to help out Joey. Like, that's a good teammate
Hmm.
right there because he did the same thing when Joey won 2 years ago. So,
You take Blaney out of the situation. I think Bell catches
oh yeah,
Logano and they have a nice
definitely,
fight.
yeah, definitely. And
And
Denny was doing the same thing because Denny was trying too. Denny was gonna try
yeah,
too.
but what's Denny gonna do after that horrible day he had? I
Yep.
think it was what, a loose lug nut or something that
Mm-hmm.
held him up. And so while we're on bad pit stops, let's talk about Larson.
Oh
What
my,
the hell? That
what a wrong
rare
timing for that, bro. What a
I
wrong timing for that mistake. I'm like looking at, like, you gotta be kidding me.
and and the worst part is they forgot to change the left rear
Yeah.
tire. They forgot to change the left rear, so he had to come back through. And
I'm just thinking, I'm like, oh no, here we go again.
it's normally the winner is normally decided, in my opinion, within the first 20 laps.
Mm-hmm.
Larson was going to have a top 10 day no matter what happened,
Mm-hmm.
just because the way he was running, because he was, I think, 5 seconds and like 5 seconds from Bell. Oh gosh, how far back? Like sixth or seventh or something like that. But then
Yeah.
everybody else was about 10 seconds behind Bell. Bell took off like a rocket ship. And that man is going to have an amazing rest of the season, not going to
Yep.
lie. And next week, if Larson, something magical happens where Larson hits the pit wall again, I don't see Larson in the final four.
If
Because
I if I when I saw that last year, I was like, I'm so glad he won in Las Vegas because
and that's what I'm nervous about because he's statistically horrible at Martinsville. Horrible. He'd have to just ride these next two races
mm-hmm.
just to make it in on points. But I mean, the way the point gap was actually looking, the guys that are in right now, I think they might just point their way in, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. So if we have people out like Alex Bowman or let's just say Corey LaJoy out of
Bro, if
nowhere.
Bowman was actually in the hunt in the championship, like in the
Hmm.
in the top eight, bro, he would have been going into the championship four at this stage
Oh
because
yeah,
he's been
definitely.
very
No doubt.
consistent.
Yeah, even yesterday, what he had like where was he in the top 10, I believe?
Yep. all
or
race
top
long.
15 or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was consistent, amazingly consistent. And that kind of strives on to the next topic I'm going to bring up, where you and I didn't see eye to eye on this. If we got rid of the playoffs and went back to the chase format, Bowman would probably be leading the chase in points, just
And
in points.
I just feel like with that, okay, so with that, I'm from, remember, I know where you're coming from because we're from both
Mm-hmm.
sides of that
Oh, yeah.
matter. Like, I grew up watching this, right? The
Mm-hmm.
one person, I'm not gonna bring so many people up because obviously we can do this the whole day, but the
Oh, yeah.
one person I took note into was David Ruderman. David Ruderman would win a race every other year
Mm-hmm.
during the beginning of like the chase era, but he
Oh,
never
yeah.
gets in. He never gets in.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I was
And
always
that,
like, bro, like, why is this man not getting in the playoffs? Like, at that time, I hated that format. I really hated that
oh,
format.
yeah. And
Like,
I think what somebody told me, or what I was reading online, Logano was like 17 points after Daytona, like
mm-hmm,
17th in points if it was like a full season long.
yep,
Logano would have never made the chase, and it wouldn't be dividing the fan base as much
mm-hmm.
as it is. And I think with the chase, I think it could take a bad day like Reddick flipping yesterday, that he could rebound from if he had consistent finishes for the rest of the year. I mean, I don't think it would be in title contention. I'm not doing math in my
But
head
it's
for all the
more like, how
points.
do I say this, bro? Even the drivers that are not in the playoffs, they're
Mm-hmm.
still trying. That's what I'm saying. We're getting somewhere with this, bro. We really are getting
Mm-hmm.
somewhere with this.
And
Because I would say during the chase era, like the lower teams, they were not trying anymore. Like that's how I felt always that they weren't even trying as much anymore. Like it was
and
harder for them to try because they got nothing to fight for. Because at the end of the day, the chase is just 12 drivers at that time, and then I just
mm-hmm.
felt like the second place finisher would always get better result than the first place finish. I heard this with Tony Stewart talking about this when they
Mm-hmm.
were talking about the old format. So the
Oh
fact of
yeah,
this format, you gotta win. That means you gotta be consistent. You gotta be on your toes. That's what I like about the system. That you
yeah.
always gotta be on your toes because if not, you're screwed.
And that's why I like the next gen car, because the next gen car is evens the playing field
Yep.
out for these wins.
Mm-hmm.
These are I think this will be the third year in a row we've had over 13 plus, 15 plus drivers
We're
win in
at
a single
18 right
season.
now, actually.
We're at 18. Oh
Yeah.
wow. But back then, it was Johnson, Edwards, Kenseth. You'd have like at least 10 of the guys winning
Mm-hmm.
races. And I think something they could do to help ease the pain of the playoffs, because you were just saying, like, right now those lower teams are kind of like in screw it mode. Like, you got to look at Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton's guaranteed a 16th place points finish for the
Mm-hmm.
year, guaranteed. If they take that away, so once you're eliminated, they should have a second tier championship to see who's going to be, like, I don't know, fifth, sixth,
His best
around
is
that
to be
area.
finished in the fifth, which I think Alex Bowman will probably finish in fifth at this rate
Mm-hmm.
because the way he's looking, he might be finishing fifth because he's been very
Oh,
consistent.
Oh yeah, and I think Reddick's, if you look at it Winston style points, I think Reddick's ahead by like a race and a half,
Yep.
which I think that is kind of cool, because that would show right there that flip, yesterday's bad day, would translate. But that's just all me. I could sit here, we could talk about the chase all day, we could talk about the Winston all day.
One more thing I get where
Hmm.
you're coming from with 2020. But again, it goes back to you have to be consistent in this playoff format. When Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin combined for 18 wins, and none of them got the championship. Literally, none of them got the championship.
Look at me, I'm Chase Elliott, guys. I just won a championship. Thanks,
Literally,
Kevin.
he
Thanks,
just
Denny.
wild card. He just literally wild card his way into the freaking to the championship four and won it. But
Yeah.
you can say this: the following year, Larson dominated the whole season from head to toe and still won the whole thing. So it's again,
It's
it
so
has
weird.
his
It is.
stories. It has his
Oh yeah,
stories.
the story about that, sorry, I want to back that up just a little bit to Kyle Larson's year. Every car that Larson drove that year was a car that Jimmy Johnson drove the year before.
That's crazy.
That's wild to me. That is absolutely wild to me.
That's crazy, bro.
And then this week, you going to Homestead. Going to have fun this year, aren't you,
Oh
buddy?
yeah, I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm gonna be doing. I think I'm doing everything this weekend at Homestead.
Mhm.
Actually,
Really?
I'm going down to. I'm getting off early from work to go there to do the events for like before the Xfinity and Truck Series practice.
Hmm.
So I'll be doing all that, and then Saturday is gonna be the whole day basically. I gotta be there I'm gonna be there like at 9 before the Cup Series
Hmm.
qualifying. So it'll be that going on, then truck, and then Xfinity.
I am actually happy that the trucks come on at noon on Saturday. I am a big go-getter for early races. I love the fact that we do have later races, which I think is good for the West Coast and helps
Mm-hmm.
West Coast fans get into the sport. But in all honesty, we have all these tracks. I'm veering off topic again. I am so sorry, but all these tracks that don't have lights, we need to have an
Oh
early
yeah,
start time.
they need to get with the program with that, man. They need to get with the.
Uh-huh.
Like,
It's
honestly, I can't. I want to talk about the schedule. Like, I'm gonna talk. I really want to make a deep schedule.
mhm.
Like after, like I would say a week after the season ends, because I really want to make a detailed schedule about every single racetrack and how I feel about every single racetrack during that time.
Dude, that
So
yeah, yeah, there's a lot that needs to be said about a
yeah.
lot of these
Mm-hmm.
tracks. I mean, Dover's coming back into it. Absolutely. Dover with this next gen car itself, it's showing promise, showing a
Mm-hmm.
lot of promise. I think it excels at the mile and a half.
Yeah, it's
Homestead.
really good in a mile and a half. It's the best. It's the
Oh
best in
yeah,
mile and a halves.
it is. And Homestead is an amazing track for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it also cheats for Larson a little bit because these cars ain't metal. So he can ride up on the wall practically with the ass up against the
Bro,
wall
that's
all
some Dale
day. No
Jr.
issue.
bias, bro. He said it himself. He always stays on the wall side like the whole entire race. I'm like, bro, how? Like, that's like, I'm just looking at you like, you sure the car's not gonna wreck? You sure it's okay? You're gonna be on the high banking?
But yeah, I'm
Oh
excited for
man,
you heading down there, being able to watch. Are you watching Truck and Xfinity and all
yeah,
that?
I'm being there the whole day. Like, I was thinking about getting to truck late because I'm gonna go to the Daniel Suarez meet and greet, but I don't think I
Hmm.
might make it because even though it's right there, I already went last year and it took forever to
Hmm.
get out. So they're doing it this year, but
Hmm.
they're doing it 5 minutes away from the track, which is not bad. But I want to see who
Yeah,
else
that's
is
not
doing the
bad.
meet. I would miss out a truck race if it's Kyle Larson meet and greet. You definitely will see me
Oh
out there.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's another thing. Larson hasn't done too many truck or
Nope.
Xfinity races this year. Only a
Nope.
handful.
Yep.
That's that's nuts to me because he was every time he gets out there in a truck or an Xfinity car, he always wins.
Mm-hmm. I just think more. I think more this year is more like how do I say it? He's doing more like high limit series. That's
Oh
what.
yeah.
And
And
then you got
yeah,
the Indy car took a lot of his time too. So
yeah, that really did. But hey, next year he's coming right back to do the IndyCar. I think he's got a great opportunity next year. Absolutely
I'll
has a
be
great
right there at the
opportunity.
Coke 600 seeing him win that race,
Oh,
bro. Speaking about that, bro. I know we're going a little bit on topic on Larson, but bro, tell me how the two of the races that he won this year, he went right back to that racetrack that he couldn't finish the race at. So like, oh, he didn't like, like Indy for an example. Like
no.
he went back to Indy and the Cup side, like, yo, I'm taking over. Let's go. And then back to
Oh,
Charlotte
yeah.
when he couldn't do the Coke 600, but he won the Robo.
Yeah. I mean, with the Indy though, I, I know this is our second podcast together, but with the Indy, that was a whole mess just to begin with
Yep.
because it seemed like everybody was on a fuel saving strategy and Larson literally had the fuel and he's just like, oh, why you guys fuel save? I'm just gonna go jog laps around this thing.
Yeah, because I think he took because he was already in the back before the last stint before that big wreck happened with Kyle Busch. I think he pitted again. He was like, I'm gonna pit again, and then he just went full attack mode.
Oh yeah, he did.
Bro, they need to check
Everybody
those.
else.
Speaking about those fuel mileage, they need to check the Ford's card, bro. They need to check that.
Yeah,
How is Logano still on the strategy, like the last strategy in the last stint? How in the world this man still has fuel? Like,
I think it's coming down to because I've noticed like with pit stop times, like back in the day, it'd be 12, 13
mhm.
seconds, everybody. But they were not waiting on fuel, they were waiting on the tires to finish. Now we're doing the single lug nut. I think a lot of these people are okay calculating, okay, fuel window, we're going to do 28 laps, but then somebody else puts in enough fuel to do 35 laps.
Mhm.
I think it's just that in general. If they mandated it to where they had to pack the car full every single time, I think we'd see a lot more evenness. But at the
Yeah.
same time, those Ford motors, you are onto something. Those Ford motors are really good.
Especially Nashville. How you gonna tell me this man supposedly low on fuel for one whole hour when they're having the
Mhm.
wreck fest at Nashville, And Joey Logano still had fuel at the end, and he did a
Oh,
whole burnout when like supposedly ran out of fuel as well. Like I'm like, bro,
it kind of gives me a oh, what's that guy's name? Junior Johnson vibes, where he's running a fuel line all the way through the frame
hmm
rails of the car. Well, there's an extra 5 gallons right there in the rails of the
hmm
car.
So who's your
And
picks this weekend for Homestead?
picks this weekend for Homestead. Well, got to put Larson. I'm gonna put Bell.
Yeah, two usual suspects.
The two usual suspects every single time, and I would say Byron.
Byron, yeah, that was my third choice,
He
William
he
Byron.
was really good last week. Really good last week. He was
hmm
catching. Oh, at that one point, I think Bell was up front and he was doing real good, but I think Byron actually hit like the apron and got super loose, and it
hmm
just killed his momentum. And it shows how aerodynamic or aero dependent, sorry, these new cars are. Because when that happened and he lost that draft from Bell, Bell was gone again.
Yep.
That's another downside of the car. I'm sorry, going off topic again.
No, you're good. You're good. No, you're good. I get it. I get it. I have a wild
So yeah,
card
those
pick. I have a wild card
what
pick.
what's your
I'm
wild
gonna do
card
it
pick?
again with another wild card pick like I did last week. It's gonna be
All
another
right.
Penske driver, by the way. It might be Blaney, bro. He ran really good last year towards the end. Well, stage three, actually, he was doing really good
Mm-hmm.
in that race. I think it was a little too late, but it would have been a little bit more longer, he would have won that race. Because
Oh
Blaney was
yeah.
leading at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was lead. He was doing really good because he was staying with Larson last year. I'm just
hmm
sitting here trying to remember. The only thing I can really remember is when Denny Hamlin smacked the wall and
Bro,
then Larson hit the pit road wall.
I was in front of Danny Hamlin fans, like a whole big section of Danny Hamlin fans. As soon as this man wrecked, they all started walking down. And then the people that I was sitting next to with, they were like, nah, 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 nah. Hey.
Goodbye.
Everybody can't stand Danny Hamlin, bro. It's natural just to
Uh,
hate on Danny Hamlin. I mean, he
I
asked for it, though. He asked for it. That's what I think.
I I don't know what happened. I told you last week. I used to be a big Denny Hamlin fan. I came back watching the sport and everybody magically hated Denny Hamlin. What the hell happened? Because he was the next big thing for Gibbs back then.
Yep,
He
he
really
was
was.
supposed to.
Because
And
Tony
then,
Stewart was doing his own thing, and then Kyle
mhm.
Busch came in, and Kyle Busch at that point wasn't the Kyle Busch we knew. Denny Hamlin was actually better than Kyle Busch, in
hmm
my opinion. So I don't know what happened with Hamlin. He was doing good,
I
and
never understood that, bro. I was like, when I came back to the sport, finding out that this man still has no championships, I was like, what? What happened here?
yeah, I come
Like,
back in. Denny Hamlin's going after his fourth Daytona 500, third one in a row, and I'm like, wait, what? This man hasn't won a championship?
yeah, like, huh? Like I came back, yeah. I came back
That's
when when him and this guy was dominating that whole year. It was 1 week Hamlin, 1 week Harvick.
uh, that 2020 season was atrocious because they did two
Yep.
Michigan races, Saturday, Sunday. That I feel bad for those drivers. They didn't have the stress of the fans and stuff like that, but at the
Mhm.
end of the day, they got to race in this car for 200 laps on Saturday and then do it again tomorrow.
They did it at Pocono too that year.
Yeah, they did it and they did it the next year too
hmm
after like the fans were coming back, and that was the year Larson had a flat tire and Bowman just cruised to the victory. Bowman comes out of nowhere. He's just where he needs to be at the
Right
right
place
time.
at the right time. Yep.
Yes.
But
And
the thing is that when Harvick did it, no one cared.
yeah.
He's the closer. The closer, you know?
Mhm.
But when Bowman, oh no, it's a Mickey win. Oh, it's a Mickey Mouse win. I'm like, dude, just right place at the right time.
Uh,
I don't even like Bowman like that. I feel like he's gonna be the odd man out eventually from HMS, but I
mhm.
think he's gonna go down fighting. That's for sure. Because I know it's gonna be replacing him. It's gonna be. We know it's obvious. It's gonna be Justin Haley eventually. Because yeah,
Yeah, I could see that. I was picturing more of a Rajah Caruth eventually, but I think Rajah Caruth will end up at HMS at some point because he's got a strong affiliation with
he'll probably go with
HendrickCars.com.
Spire. He'll probably go with Spire first before he does anything. Because
Yeah,
Spire
because
does
Spire's
like
an
him, so
HMS.
yeah, that's a B
Okay,
team.
yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be an HMS B team because apparently Spire is going to apply for tier one Chevy status for next year. So if they get the
Oh,
tier one,
wow.
with Rodney Childress, bro. I mean, they're making hay this year. They're gonna make more hay next year. They're bringing in Michael
Yeah.
McDowell. Michael McDowell, veteran. That's the right veteran presence you need, not Corey LaJoy. That was the wrong example as far as having a veteran presence on that team.
Yeah, I mean, even back then, they really didn't have too much other than just Corey LaJoy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even say he was a veteran at the point in time. I think he was a good fit for the team for what they needed, but to grow, they needed to get rid of Corey LaJoy.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Corey LaJoy will sprout his wings with Rick Ware Racing and end up on a decent team. Hell, we could probably see a fourth RFK charter at some point down the
Yep.
line, as long as they get rid of the damn charter system.
System. Yeah, because apparently the new charter system, they don't want teams. The only two teams are allowed to have four charters, but nobody else
Uh,
because their grandfather did.
we are grandfathered in. Uh, Cry me a river. That's
Yeah,
why I say.
exactly. Crimea River. Yeah, like I said, I think honestly, bro, what Justin Haley starting at Rick Rare, I think Corey LaJoy might actually I still have high hopes for him. If he gets the
Mhm.
ride next year, he's gonna finish that project that
Oh yeah.
Justin Haley started.
Hmm.
Same thing with
100%.
Corey LaJoy. He started that project. Justin Haley's going to finish it. That's fire. It's just
Oh yeah.
what happened was that his rookie teammates were beating him now, bro. That's what happened with Spire. That's what really happened at Spire.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you got Carson Hocevar and who was the other guy that was running the
Zane,
71?
Zane
Zane
Smith.
Smith. When you have those two really good guys that came up from well, sorry, Hocevar skipped Xfinity, completely skipped
Mm-hmm.
Xfinity, and he's out there competing for top 10 finishes like everybody else. That is insane to me.
You got no. And
Absolutely insane.
speaking of skipping series, so Wallach just skipping trucks.
Yeah, I
I
just
mean
saw that today.
he was running a couple of races throughout this year
Hmm.
and then
Yeah.
last year because he was 17. He's able to do that, but he's not going to do a full year of truck. He's going straight to Xfinity.
We have new, like I think I said it last week, we have so much new talent coming in that needs to get in, and we need to get these old guys out, not
Mm-hmm.
old guys, but the not so good talent out. Sorry, Rick Ware, you got to get your son out of a car. He should have never got back into a car.
Yep. That would have been a
And
perfect fit for Harrison Burton.
very good pick. Really, really great pick for Harrison Burton. But I think Harrison needs more time to develop.
Yep.
I think he's going to go down to Xfinity. Hell, he might be the next
Bro, the
Elliott Sadler
Xfinity
down there.
Series talent pool for next season is going to be insane.
I just hope I'm able to watch it.
Connor Zillage, you have Connor Zillage coming in now too. Now you have this kid that races for damn, what's this guy's name? Daniel Dye. He's gonna go
Oh, yep.
to Calling. He's gonna go to Calling next season. With Christian Atkins is going to Calling too.
Mhm.
Like, bro, like the Xfinity Series next year, the talent pools will be insane. You got Williamson Wallace coming in now. You got one of the brothers from Tricon. I forgot it. Taylor Gray. There you go. Taylor
Yeah,
Gray
yep,
is
yep,
going
yep.
to Joe Gibbs Racing. JRM is literally they have the entire youth program besides Justin Allgaier. That doesn't count, but
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it comes down to it at the point of I think JRM might run 5 cars next year. They don't have to go by the charter system.
yep,
They might. They could pull somebody out of their ass, in my opinion. I mean, the fact that there's more Xfinity entries per weekend than there is Cup Series is amazing to me, seeing the Xfinity Series boom as it is. And I
yep,
want to see it go back to the old ways where the Xfinity's at a different track every weekend.
yep.
I would like to see that completely.
They're doing a whole
Like,
bunch of different things also, so we'll see how that goes.
oh yeah,
So
like Sundays, I need to see some Xfinity on Sundays when Cup's not racing on
I
week
think
off weeks.
Rockingham weekend. That's gonna be a Sunday. I think.
Oh, thank gosh. Thank gosh. One quick topic that we did glance over. Daniel Hemrick, Austin Dillon.
Oh yeah, yes, yes. Oh, we still got 10 minutes. So we got plenty of time to talk about that. I just saw the time
Oh,
of running
okay.
it out.
I'm sitting
But
here.
yes, Daniel
I
Hemrick has
we'll
nothing
do
to
better.
fight for. Why is he not like? Why are you doing this, bro? Like you got 3 races left before you're out because you're out. You
Oh
might
my.
not even go to
Yeah.
Xfinity next season, so I don't know what's gonna be your best option, bro. But you're over here trying to
Uh,
take out Austin Dillon. Like you're trying to have Colin Racing have an issue with RCR for no reason.
I mean, you also got to look at it, and I don't think there's going to be an issue. I don't think there will be because the guy that's replacing Hemrick is going to be Ty Dillon. If I'm correct, I think I'm
Yeah,
right.
it is. I'm going like
I,
this because I'm
I
like, how does this man keep getting? I mean, to be frank with you, Ty Dillon never had an actual cup ride. That's decency because Fire just started
yeah.
when he went there. Say
Mhm.
that's what I could say. And then Petty GMS was just starting to.
And then what? I forget who owned the 13 car that Casey Mears drove for so many years. He drove that for a few
Oh,
seasons.
yeah. I know you're talking about GMS. It was GMS too.
That was GMS too.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
yeah.
was
I
yeah,
don't know
that
what
was
happened to
GMS, and
Petty.
they folded, and then they formed a little bit of a partnership with Petty, and then
Hmm.
I think they sold their part to Jimmy.
Okay, okay. I
Yeah,
was
because
curious because the last thing I know about.
Maury Gallagher stayed on with them, and then yeah, Petty was pushed to the side as well, even though he's a brand ambassador. But it's
Yeah.
more Maury Gallagher and Jimmy Johnson that owns that team now.
Okay. Yeah. Last I know of Petty merged with Evernham, and then
Yep.
Evernham kind of just dropped the hell off the face of the earth. To be
Bro, I
honest.
remember that, bro. I was like, wow, that's a long. They had Marcus Ambrose. I remember when they
Yeah,
had
that's what
Marcus
they had.
Ambrose.
Hmm. What the Vegemite, where everybody was doing the Vegemite during that rain delay. But yeah, I think Hemrick's more kind of just sending a message to Austin Dillon, like, "Hey, I'm better than your brother." Sorry, I think that's what it is.
He's
But at this,
not. He's not. He's
uh,
not. He has a Mickey Mouse Xfinity Series win, and
uh,
and it's for a champion. It was for a championship to make it worse.
hmm. And the funny part is, if you think about that, Austin Cindric deserved the 2022, no, 2021 Xfinity Series
Yeah.
championship,
Yep.
but then Cindric won the year before, but Hendrick actually had the better stats, in my
Hmm.
opinion. But I mean, I mean, whatever. I mean, cool. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You're going back of the bus. Go flip burgers. Go help
Yep.
Corey LaJoy.
Yeah, because he's not. He doesn't have a ride for Xfinity. He doesn't have a ride for truck. I don't think he's gonna get a ride for Xfinity because the way Xfinity is looking, they're going. That's the new truck series. That is the new
Oh
truck series
yeah.
as far as the age group. That is the new one.
Oh yeah. As young as that talent is next year, it's going to be an amazing year. I am definitely going to have to do something to watch Xfinity next year.
Ty
100%.
Gibbs is the one that started the whole. Ty Gibbs and Noah Gragson was the one that started that whole. Just bringing the kids talent basically because it
Oh yeah.
works.
Noah Gragson destroyed that one year before he went
Hmm.
to Stuart Haas to replace Amarola. I mean, what he had 11 wins, 12
No,
wins, or something like that.
the year before,
That was the year before.
because he
Okay,
went to
okay, okay.
GMS before they got rid of him because whatever happened politically doesn't count. I'm not counting that, bro. What I
Mm.
always said up what I backed in that part is that they found any evidence they could to get rid of him. I because
Oh
they were gonna
yeah.
switch to Toyota. That's why I'm like I knew
I
that was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen. To be honest with you.
I remember now. I remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I
Hmm.
completely forgot about that whole year happening. I really do. But the reason why we don't remember it is because he went to a team that wasn't so successful. If you
Hmm.
asked me at the beginning of the year, Noah Gregson coming into Stewart Haas Racing to drive the number 10, I would have told you he won two races this year. I would have
Yeah.
told you that
I
just the
just
way
feel
he
if
was
they didn't
performing.
close, if they were not closing, he would have made the playoffs because
Oh,
his
100%.
confidence died because that confidence went from 180 on when they found out that they were closing. Because I didn't see the same
D
Noah Gregson after that.
Does he have a ride for next year yet?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He's going
Okay, he
to
does.
front row with the whole charter
Front.
system
Oh,
because they
awesome.
still
That's
haven't
awesome.
they haven't finalized their driver lineup because they still have one more driver to get to select because they have a third charter. I wonder who is it going to be. I just
Okay.
hope it's not Ryan Priest. No offense to Ryan Priest. He needs to go flip burgers too.
See, like I said last week, I saw something that Zane Smith was in talks with. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense though because he's already was part of their youth development. So it makes sense he goes back to front row because at that time he left front row because they didn't have a ride for him. I know he was not gonna go one more year in truck. Like it makes sense for him to come to Cup for at least 1 year, and then if it doesn't work out with Spire, they're always going to give him another chance. So I knew that relationship was never dead or anything like that. So I think he goes
oh
back and
yeah,
he'll be so much better. He'd be more matured. That's what I see it as.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, this offseason is going to be a wild one because I
Mm-hmm.
really want to know
There's gonna
what's
be
going
make it.
on with
Yeah, I
Michael
need this
Jordan.
charter system to need to figure it out. I cannot see 32 cars on the grid next year because I would literally like lose it to see 32 cars on the grid next year
I know. I read something that higher ups of 2311 said they will still field cars no matter what and just have them entered. But I don't know how that would work.
with the
Just
points.
because, yes, the guaranteed starts, this and that. I don't,
Yep.
I don't see I don't see anything happening from it. I don't.
And this
Uh,
and Bubba's confident because he signed a new deal with them. So we'll see how it goes.
yeah, imagine
I'm
signing a
go-
new deal
yep.
for a team that might not even be there.
Exactly. So I'm sure it'll be fine, bro. They'll be fine. And they're not gonna lose MJ. They're not gonna lose MJ. They know if they lose MJ, they fucked up.
Oh
So
yeah, and MJ's the one fighting for him. So,
mhm.
and NASCAR knows 100% that that team brings in a lot of money, whether it be Tyler
Exactly.
Reddick or Bubba Wallace, and they get all the publicity too
Hmm.
because, of course, Tyler Reddick just being real good at what he does, and then Bubba Wallace as well, because Bubba
Yep.
Wallace gets himself in weird predicaments. I would say controversial, but he puts himself in weird situations that puts him into the spotlight.
Yep.
You get what
Exactly.
I'm saying? I think he's probably the best one at doing that, to be
Yep.
honest, other than Corey LaJoy and Austin Dillon
He's
doing dumb
better
stuff
than
as
yep,
well.
exactly. Exactly. But yeah, man,
Uh,
that's all we got for now, guys. I'm gonna give you my experience that whole weekend for next week, bro. Either I'm
oh
gonna
yeah,
be a
I'll be
happy
sitting here
camper,
waiting.
I'm gonna be a happy camper, or I'm gonna be a sad camper.
You hopefully happy, man. Hopefully
Yes.
happy. We need we need a Larson win, man.
Yeah, it's been 2 years since I seen a Larson win in person, man. So we'll see. Anyways, y'all
Yeah.
already know, like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. We're gonna be back on Monday again. We're gonna drop another episode of NASCAR Talk. All right, Matt, have a good one, bro.
All right, later,
Peace.
buddy.